Have you ever heard the saying, "Don't judge a book by its cover"? Well, today's story is the perfect example of why you should take that advice to heart. It is about a group of overconfident cadets who thought they could pull a fast one on a newcomer, only to find out they had picked the absolute wrong person to mess with. This isn't just a story about a prank gone wrong. It's a lesson in humility, respect, and the quiet strength that often hides in plain sight. Our story begins at a prestigious military academy, a place known for its rigorous training and ironclad discipline. It's a world where hierarchy is everything, and senior cadets often feel it's their duty to welcome the newcomers with a series of unofficial and often intimidating traditions. Among the fresh faces this year was a woman named Lieutenant Commander Sarah Mitchell. At first glance, she seemed unassuming. She was of average height, with a calm demeanor and an observant gaze. She mostly kept to herself, quietly going about her duties and learning the lay of the land. To a group of senior cadets, led by a cocky guy named Jackson, Sarah looked like the perfect target. They saw a woman, new to the academy, seemingly alone, and they thought she'd be easy to intimidate. They cooked up a plan for a classic hazing ritual. Their idea was to abduct her after late-night training, take her to a remote part of the campus, and give her a pep talk about respecting her seniors. They thought it would be a funny story to tell for years to come. Oh, how wrong they were. One evening, as Sarah was walking back to her quarters after a long day, the cadets put their plan into action. They emerged from the shadows, faces covered, and tried to grab her. Jackson, sneering, muttered something like, "Looks like you're a little lost, lady." He expected fear, maybe a scream, or a desperate struggle. What he got was something entirely different. In the blink of an eye, the situation flipped. The moment their hands touched her, Sarah's training kicked in. She moved with a speed and precision that was simply breathtaking. Her body became a blur of motion, an elbow strike here, a leg sweep there. Before the cadets even knew what was happening, two of them were on the ground, groaning in pain. Jackson found himself with his arm twisted behind his back, his face pressed against the cold, hard pubament. The quiet, unassuming newcomer had just neutralized 3 trained cadets in less than 10 seconds, without even breaking a sweat. Lying on the ground, his bravado completely shattered, Jackson looked up at her in disbelief. The woman standing over him was not the timid person he had imagined. Her eyes were now steel. Her posture exuded an authority that he had only ever seen in the most seasoned commanders. Who are you?" he managed to choke out. Sarah leaned down, her voice calm but carrying an unmistakable weight. "I'm Lieutenant Commander Sarah Mitchell," she said, her tone level. "And for your information, before I was assigned here as an instructor, I spent 10 years in the Naval Special Warfare Development Group. You might know it by its other name. SEAL Team 6. Silence. The other cadets, who had managed to get back on their feet, just stared, their jaws on the floor. SEAL Team 6. They had just tried to haze one of the most elite combat professionals on the planet. The realization hit them like a physical blow. They hadn't just picked on a new instructor. They had tried to prank a living legend. The sheer stupidity of their actions washed over them. Humiliation doesn't even begin to cover it. Word of the incident spread through the academy like wildfire. But it wasn't the story the cadets had hoped to tell. It became a cautionary tale. The legend of the unassuming female instructor who was actually a Navy SEAL became part of the academy's lore. The cadets involved faced severe disciplinary action, not just for the attempted hazing, but for the sheer lack of judgment and disrespect they had shown. Jackson and his friends learned a lesson that night they would never forget. Sarah, for her part, handled the situation with incredible grace. She didn't press for the harshest punishments. Instead, she used it as a teaching moment. In a closed-door meeting with the cadets, she spoke not about her combat experience, but about the true meaning of leadership. She explained that respect isn't demanded through fear or intimidation. It's earned through competence, integrity, and looking out for your team. She taught them that a true leader doesn't need to put others down to feel powerful. The strongest people are often the quietest, the ones who don't need to announce their strength to the world. Her actions turned a potentially career-ending mistake for those cadets into a profound learning experience. They came to see her not just as a formidable warrior, but as a true mentor. They learned to look beyond superficial appearances and to respect everyone, regardless of their rank, gender, or how they looked. The culture at the academy began to shift, moving away from toxic traditions and towards a more genuine form of camaraderie and mutual respect. This story is more than just an entertaining anecdote about some cocky cadets getting their command. It's a powerful reminder that you never truly know who you're dealing with. Strength isn't always loud and boisterous. Sometimes it's quiet, patient, and waiting for the right moment to reveal itself. It's a lesson in humility, reminding us to treat everyone with respect, because the person you underestimate today might just be the one you look up to tomorrow. So, the next time you're tempted to make a snap judgment about someone, remember Lieutenant Commander Sarah Mitchell. Remember that true strength and capability aren't always advertised. They're proven through action, character, and the quiet confidence that comes from knowing exactly who you are and what you're capable of. Thanks for watching today's story. I hope it gave you something to think about. What did you think of the cadets' plan and Sarah's reaction? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more stories just like this one. See you in the next video.